Well, here we are. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us here tonight on 20 Sides to Every Story. We're back with more Symbaroum. This is the second session of the. This is the adventure Fever of the Hunt, which I'm playing out of the adventure collection. I think it shows up in a lot of different books that they put out, probably, but it is what we are using to jumpstart our Throne of Thorns campaign. So I am joined here by my players who are in the middle of a scenario where not really murder mystery. I think we're pretty sure who did it, but they are maybe going to go confront the perpetrator of said murder here as we were waking up on the morning after our first session. So I think we could probably do a little bit of a um, I don't know, kind of piece together what we all remember from the last game. But I guess what I remember is that you were all at Cylinder's Hope for one reason or another. Maybe we'll do character introductions so you can kind of give everybody a little rundown on what brought you here and everything like that. But our adventure really kind of came together as you were all gathered around the big, great fire in the evening hours, kind of chit chatting, getting to know yourselves, getting to know some of the NPCs that are here at Cylinder's Hope, which for I don't know, the audience's sake, Cylinder's Hope is a little outpost that is in the forest of Davokar. It is situated right outside this real big, ugly looking mound of dirt and mud, a hill, you could say, that a bunch of individuals have gathered around, and all of them seem to have some kind of fanciful idea that there's something that they're looking for, a prized possession, a heirloom from a family member. The strangest thing I think we've heard so far is someone thinks that their dead wife is in there trying to claw her way out. But there's a lot of different ideas about what might be in the hill. A bunch of people are also here, maybe trying to profit off of this frenzy. The leader of the village is a middle-aged woman named Silvercheek. She wears a mask. She's kind of the um, she's kind of like the mayor, I guess. She's the one that's financed the building of this place and um, has kind of claimed this hill, I guess, and is selling shares or selling plots where you can buy your little plot of the hill and start digging, and you get to keep whatever you find. Um, so she has hired a couple of the characters as security, kind of the police, I guess, the guards, the town guard of this very small, maybe 100 people are here or so. Um, and so our session was kind of getting familiar with our surroundings, getting kind of familiar with how things work here at Cylinder's Hope. When you, how did you guys get alerted to oh, you heard a scream. The person that was delivering some food to this individual who got murdered found his body and then kind of cried out for some help or whatever, and you guys ran over there and investigated. Uh, Jenna's character, I think, discovered
A text.
yes, a
Trying to remember the
book.
name of the book. Yeah.
It was a book, and you kind of flipped through it. It was like written in the old speech, kind of archaic speech, and it was definitely dated. That it
Like
probably this book
before.
originated from the old Alberator, the old country where the Ambrians originate from.
It was So Say It
So say it,
Almagaster.
Magaster. Yeah.
Yep. I think you've like kind of flipped through it a little bit. I had to do a check. It was mostly like, okay, this is like some weird old, the kind of thing that this dude would have been into. What little you know about him is the night previous to our gameplay, he had like pulled out the entrails of this pig that they were cooking, this boar that someone had hunted, and there's a he did some kind of weird ritual just right on the earth, and it kind of freaked everyone out a little bit. Mystic powers are usually not something that even the wizards of Ordo Magica, they wouldn't probably just go, you know, throwing magic out willy nilly without at least explaining themselves or preparing people for that. It was kind of a little bit of a panic in the camp when he did that. The only explanation I think that was given was it was believed that maybe he was doing some kind of divination or something to help him in his pursuits at the hill. He is one of the. He was. We'll use the past tense. He's no longer among us, so he was one of the Daythalers that was digging at the hill. Um, Plenty of evidence, I think, that linked his death to Sikander. Sikander is another another one of the fortune hunters who has been digging at the hill and is always accompanied by this flaming guardian that Val is somewhat familiar with the magic that creates that kind of servant. So they themselves are kind of walking around with something that makes people uncomfortable with. Um, and I think you went to confront him because there was some scorch marks around like the arms of the deceased, and so there was some evidence that probably the big giant flaming guard was involved in the murder in some way or form, either as restraining him or something while the stabbing took place. He was stabbed, I think, like 12 times or something like that. So definitely a brutal kind of thing. Um, what other details? Uh, uh, just kind of disconnected, I guess, from this is the fact that you are in this like location that has this, somewhat respectable wooden palisade, I guess, but you have been hearing this really large creature or some force marching around in the woods nearby with these thunderous footsteps, and people have been kind of chattering a little bit about what that could be. Is it a big blight beast marching around? Is it um, some conjuration of the barbarians who are upset with the taboos having been broken? Lots of wild stories happening around the fire. Um, I know you all went, or at least Val and Nameless, maybe you guys went to talk to Silver Cheek, and
Yes.
you had suggested there's a lot of things going on. We should maybe have a backup plan to like skedaddle if we need to. I think you
Yeah.
kind of the reason you were saying that was because of the sounds of this large thing, right? It was more about that than anything else.
Yeah, and we requested that the leg breakers in the morning be around in case shit goes down with this dude.
Yeah. She said she would do that. She was um I think not super alarmed, or like she wasn't calling for blood or justice necessarily, that this guy's murder be something that needs to really be, corrected. In some ways she was maybe thankful that the problem had been kind of taken care of, because maybe she had already been thinking about maybe we should take care of him. And so she kind of gave her blessing for you to go, and she said she would arrange for the leg breakers to join you, but she's given her blessing for you to go out and have a talk with Sikander if you want to get to the bottom of why he did it. Or I think she even told you, like, if you feel like he needs to go, like, by all means, like, she leaves that security as your realm, and she's gonna let you kind of make the final judgment on that. And so you've got plenty of clearance to rectify the situation however you see fit. Um, what else? Does any, I guess those are the things that stand out in my mind, but feel free to throw out anything that you think is relevant that we need to bring up.
I think that was
Oh,
pretty good.
I think
recap.
Papa was talking with that guy in the hill that found the coins.
Oh yes,
What was this guy name?
Gidja Bolgo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he had found some coins. You all were kind of like scrutinizing them a bit. They did appear a little bit rusty, like on the edges, which rust is not something that gold would do. More of like an iron type thing. So that was kind of odd. Like there's something odd about the coins, but other than
Didn't
that,
we have them inspected though, or something? They said that they were indeed what they were supposed to be.
yeah, like they look like authentic Symbaroum coins.
Oh, but there was still something off about it, like
the rust thing kind of is weird, but it could be like I don't know, maybe the alloy or something. Like there's probably like we don't really know how these coins were made. Maybe they weren't pure gold, you know. But they definitely look real, and Gijabolgo was pretty excited. He's convinced that there's some kind of Symbaroum emperor or something that is entombed within the hill, and you know, he's very gregarious, and he's really wants to make friends with you all. He's like totally down with if you want to come out and help dig at his site and you find anything, he'll share it with you. Whatever. He also seems like he's probably not that great with his money because his top priority when he got to the camp was to hit the dice tables. So, but yeah, why don't we do just like some quick? All these characters are kind of new to us yet, so if you guys just want to like give us the lowdown on your character before we officially get started, whoever wants to start. You know, just quick. How did your character come to be in the camp, and maybe what's weighing on their mind as they're waking up?
Yeah, I guess I'll start.
Okay, go ahead.
Papa Gnosis is, he's an independent mystic, kind of posing as a priest of. Oh my gosh, why am I blanking out on the
Prios?
Priosh? Yeah, Prios. So that's how he kind of is able to practice some of his magics and stuff in the open by pretending to be a priest of Prios. And really, the thing that kind of drives him more than anything is this knowledge, right? That's why he is an independent mystic. He just wants to know about everything, learn about it all, and be able to wield, magic powers. And so he came here really he had heard about everything going on the hill, felt like there might be something mystical, magical, strange going on, and he immediately was interested and came here. And so he was digging at the site, and he had got his own plot, kind of less to dig for himself and more to observe. And so that's how he kind of came to be in the camp and was there when Gijagolbos, I think I got that, found his treasure and was able to interact with him.
Perfect. Chris, did you want to go next?
Sure. Yeah. Chris, I'm playing currently the Nameless, the ogre. He has not. He woke up in the forest. What did we come up with about 3 months-ish ago? Came to and had some tomes and a backpack and some armor and a weapon and everything that were just kind of there. He doesn't really remember anything. That it's just kind of where he knows that he, came to be. Ran across Reg, who is Isaac's character, who is absent this evening. But Reg brought him to this town. He really didn't know anything, with just more or less kind of flipped through these books and everything. He kind of has, inklings that some of this stuff he knows. He kind of remembered a little bit of some of this knowledge and everything, but really is pretty kind of like almost like a child in a lot of senses. Hooked up with Val, got hired on. He was very appreciative of the kind of the free meals being cooked at night and stuff like that. And he just kind of thought this was a fine place as any to set up roots while he tries to figure some things out. He's large. He's an ogre. He comes in at just under 7 feet. Weighs about 340 pounds. Pretty solid.
He's a big
Pretty
boy.
solid guy. Yeah, which is one of the things his general outlook is, he's a peacekeeper, right? I mean, I don't necessarily know even at this point that he's really had to rough too many people up or anything like that. So, I believe one thing that I had stated last session, that even though he looks kind of mean and everything, it's been commented that he seems to have rather kind eyes, and he's not somebody that is, throws his weight around. He is very much kind of a peaceable guy, but is fully capable of getting ugly if he needs to. What he would be thinking, to be totally honest, as he wakes up this morning, that if things go sideways, he thinks he knows how to use the big warhammer that he has, but he's never really, he doesn't remember actually having done it. He just kind of thinks that he knows how to use it. So I suppose he's a little, I don't want to say nervous, but he's a little anxious that if things go sideways, he may not be quite as good with it as he thinks he maybe could be or should be. So
Actually, this brings up something I was thinking about this earlier about, like, because there's you, there's Val, and then there's also the other ogre, Roughneck.
Roughneck.
So there's 3 of you, which kind of works out perfect for taking kind of watches or whatever. And so I sort of envision that Roughneck probably takes like the morning into afternoon into evening. Val takes kind of the second shift, and as low ogre on the totem pole, you're probably stuck with the kind of the graveyard shift. And so you probably didn't go to sleep. You probably just went to work, and usually probably get a few hours of sleep in the morning, maybe up until about noon or something like that before you wake up. So you're probably like, okay, we'll go out and deal with this business out at the hill, and then I'll get back and get some shut-eye finally.
Sounds good.
Let's see. Why don't we go to Gabe?
I'm Gabe. I'm playing Val. Get into the role. I role play behind the mask. The mask is what is known about Val. Is barbarian, presumably. Not that everybody's seen his face, but presumably a barbarian captain, and he has taken up the mantle of the lowman under Silver Cheek in Salinger's Hope. And if you look at how he operates, he seems very quiet, peaceful. But there is a aura of warfare around him that some people can perceive. And there's this constant thinking about what really is going on the hill that bothers him so much, because he fears that whatever mystical power might be at play, making all these people or this fate coagulate here might have an outlet, and when the outlet happens, some people or most people can get hurt. So as he wakes up in the morning, he doesn't know what he fears more: if Sikander can, kind of prove himself to be a violent man again, or what's stalking in the night outside camp, and what can happen if the greed of the people that are here to find treasure is not sated.
Awesome. Thank you for intro to Val, and last but not least, Jenna. You want to tell us about Gretel?
Sure. I'm playing Gretel Karlogai. They were someone who lived a life of comfort until they made a big mistake and committed uh, a taboo in the midst of trying to kind of appeal and like work with like the barbarian tribes and kind of risked that relationship. So she's now off and has become a witch hunter, I believe is what it's called. A witch hunter to kind of regain that lost life of comfort. And she has come to Cylinder's Hope and hearing rumors of this strange hill, and it just doesn't sound right. So it's just kind of it's gnawing at the back of her mind, like there's something that's going to happen here, something that probably could be bad. I should probably check it out. So she's come here to kind of investigate and learn about the place and hopefully intercept any potential corruptive forces before that spreads.
Sounds good. I think we'll bring us into the wee morning hours. Daybreak is here, and it doesn't really matter how early you get up. There will always be a daythaler that is out there before you, and probably the only one among you, Nameless, would have seen very early, as soon as there was any semblance of light in the sky. Individuals would start kind of hear them rummaging around in their tents and finally see them emerge with shovel or pickaxe or a couple of buckets in hand and start heading out due north from Cylinder's Hope. Really not that very far away, just a few minutes walk up the road, and they would park themselves wherever their designated spots are that they are excavating. And certainly, Nameless, you would have seen Sikander get up and get out to the hill with the bright guard of his at his tail. You also would have seen, I would say, five of the leg breakers making their way to the hill as well, led by their leader. What was his name? Davarik. And so I think all of you are probably coming together. The common gathering point would probably be the big fire pit, now gone cold from the previous evening.
Good
And
morning, everybody.
Good morning. Val, I saw no activity at around his tent. He's going about the day like normal.
I hope that he remains calm.
Nameless, you wouldn't. I mean, I understand the man is no longer with us, but you wouldn't happen to have noticed anything about the victim's tent, have you?
Would I have?
anything about
Well,
his...
did he have a tent, or he was staying in a? Wasn't it like a? It was more of like a little structure, right?
Yeah, I may
That's
have
where he found him dead.
described him. Oh yes, the deceased was in a shack.
Oh,
I think Sikander was in a tent.
Mm-hmm.
At the site, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And this is all within the palisade. So during the evening, you wouldn't have really noticed anything like The flaming guard would have just been standing outside of his tent the entire time. You never saw. You probably were keeping a keen eye, and you never would have seen anything that suggested he left the tent or went back to the site of the murder to try to tamper with it or anything like that.
Right. We did see him like acting weird the night before, right? Or did we interact with him?
You did. You
remember.
talked with him a little bit. I think Val maybe had a direct conversation with him. You made it pretty. He knows that you know. And you know, I would say he was acting odd from the standpoint of. I mean, he's probably acted pretty normal for a guy that just committed murder and was like trying to be small a little bit, but you went and confronted him, and because he was isolating himself, he was just like kind of off by himself with his guardian, just kind of staring at the flame or whatever. But other than that, I don't remember him doing anything really obviously bizarre.
It just seemed really obvious that he was guilty.
Yes, especially to those of you, those who had like seen the body and seen the evidence. Definitely, there is no question that he was involved.
The question now is why. And if it presents a threat to everyone else, right?
I think that's the main thing.
Because if it doesn't, right, then no harm, no foul, or what?
That will be
And
up to Val.
The benign explanation is he was an overzealous vigilante and thought that Hindelo could be a threat. So that's the benign explanation. I don't really believe in it. I believe
I mean, it could have been self-defense, possibly, right? We don't know that. I mean, a guardian, a flaming guardian, typically guards, right? So now the amount of stab wounds, I think, is suspect. But I think we should hear him out at least.
Yeah. I think whatever it was personal, because killing someone is one thing, but stabbing someone that many times, it's potential evidence of specific grievances.
I mean, that would make sense. Let's be real here, right? A man walking around with a flaming guardian and another one who is performing magic rituals out in the open. They're both clearly magic users, and perhaps they have had past dealings.
We don't really know anything about the ritual or whatever that the dead guy, what the purpose of that was, correct?
Yeah, I
mean, the Sikander could have been a target of whatever the hell that guy was doing.
I think we did identify that the type of magic, though, right? We thought it was some sort of witchcraft magic, right? Or no? Am I hallucinating that?
if I remember right.
I thought there was something about because of the way that what he was doing, it was like nature. It seemed like nature magic or something.
Guy
it was animal
alchemist.
entrails he was using.
Perhaps witchy in nature. I apparently was not very detailed with my notes.
Neither was I, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, it says was doing some form of corruptive, like it is, or is a type of magic that would lead to like corruption.
A lot of corruption.
Yeah.
I mean, any magic would lead to corruption, but
this was like
serious.
This was corrupted. Yeah.
It's like, you want to grow a tail, do some of this stuff.
Yeah, the purpose of the ritual I am curious about, and because it sounded like the ritual had set off a lot of people, and it's just interesting that this ritual and this kind of murder happened around the same time. So I'm curious if it had something to do with the ritual itself or something that the guy was like looking for, if there was any kind of connection to that.
Yeah, I think the only way we're going to be able to suss that out is there's two ways. A, question Sikander, and B, question anybody who was, present, but I don't think anybody was present. So
And perhaps
For-
time with that book. Perhaps what he was doing is
yeah.
written in that book.
Right. Yeah. Do we have anybody who can? Right? Is it you can kind of decipher the book, Gretel? You just need some time.
Yeah, I essentially failed my check last time, so it's just with enough time I can attempt it again, I think is what I heard.
Yep,
Perhaps.
I would allow you to do it again this evening when you have
Okay.
when you have time to sit down with it again.
Cool.
Gotcha. Yeah, so that I think yes, 100% nameless. I think that book is going to be crucial. I think we should probably. I mean, I don't know, but it could help to have some information from that book before even questioning Sikander, because we might even it might give us a little bit of a leg up if Sikander is less than truthful. If we know a little bit more, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
Maybe.
Part of me says it couldn't hurt, but another part of me is like, we probably shouldn't let too much
Wait
time
too
last.
long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to.
Yeah, you
assess.
never know. What if he kills somebody else today, right? We've got to get a hold of him and get some answers.
It's the call we have to make today. If we believe he might be a threat to any other resident, we might need to put down that threat. So truth or not truth, I'm not concerned too much as figure out it's a one-off, and we can be reasonably reassured that it was one-off with a specific motive versus this guy is crazy and might do it again.
Or something at the site is causing a craziness, or who knows. So clearly there's something wacky going on up there. Some sort of madness. Maybe this is an extension of that.
We'll lead the way, boss. I got your back. You do the talking.
But before we go, I need to know where you guys stand. What is your preferred outcome here?
I don't necessarily have a preferred outcome. I would like to be safe. I have a plot at that site as well. So that's really my stake in this. I would like to be safe, and as someone who is curious about the goings on at the site, I'm also wanting just to know. So I don't necessarily. I'm not attached to any outcome. I'll leave the outcomes and what that up to you. I'm just here to make sure that there's some backup and that the site is safe to work at.
You know me, boss. I got your back. I'll back your play. Whatever you deem wisest.
Are you?
All right.
Gretel.
Oh, what about me?
Yeah.
Honestly, my concerns lie more in the information that the victim was procuring. in terms of bodily safety, I trust your judgment on that.
I think we all agree, Val, when it comes to doling out justice, it's your call.
And to be fair, I arrived yesterday, so you all have been here far longer than I have, so you know to some extent the people far better than I do. So I will be I'm trusting all your judgment on this.
Then let's go talk with Sikander.
Sounds good. So you make your way to the gate and start navigating the kind of natural footpath from the wearing down of the grass and vegetation from many pairs of boots over it over many days. Kind of leads these natural little footpaths to various excavation sites on the hill. As you're kind of following this trail here, you'd eventually get to this little path here, and that trail of the path that angles up to the northwest is where Gijabolgo's claim is, as well as Gnosis. And you can see there where Gijabolgo's claim is a pit, or he'd been kind of like digging in a shaft that goes straight down, and all of the leg breakers are kind of surrounding the pit, and they've got one of them's like holding Gijabolgo's ladder kind of up high, kind of a mocking gesture. They've got like the buck, like they're clearly like bullying you can hear Gijabolgo's voice from the pit, like, hey guys, come on guys, like what's we don't have any beef here, what's the matter? You can see the leader of the leg breakers is just like, he's got like a big bucket full of nasty silt mud, and he's like, oh, you want us to throw some stuff down for you, huh? Oh, we'll make it rain on you, you sucker. And they're having their bully fun with him.
I think, if we're nearby to that, I'll probably say something, as best I can, some kind of brioche quote that I remember about, like, why can't we get along? The good Lord of Light would want us to be kind to each other, boys.
And as you like make your presence known, they all kind of like sort of straighten up a little bit, but I keep forgetting his name. Dvorak, the lead leg breaker. He just like throws the bucket down. Ow! You hear like a clunk, and he just looks at it and he's like, now listen, we're working here together because of old Silver Cheek and the respect we have with her. Don't go getting all preachy with us. You keep your sun god to yourself.
Yeah, I'll probably say something a little bit preachy after that, like, Prios be with you, and then just be like, leave him alone. You know what I mean? Like, just kind of be like nice, but slightly not nice.
Yeah, he'll like say some kind of like barbarian curse word or something under his breath, but he doesn't really push it with you. You got the you got the lawman with you, so it doesn't go any further than just trading some childish insults. But they quickly kind of like, Devara kind of looks at Val and says, "Okay, so you got a little problem with the man on the other side, this flaming servant. You're not expecting us to fight that thing, are you?"
Expect you to defend yourself if required. If not, it has been a pleasure working with you, and we appreciate your business.
Well, we'll come with you. We got your back. Silver Cheek says this is important. We got you.
But what does the Varric think?
I beg your pardon?
You, the Varric.
Me?
What do you think? Yeah. Do you think that the security of the settlement deserves the rightful exercise of controlled violence?
That seems like a strange way of putting it. You're saying sometimes you need to fight fire with fire?
Sometimes.
Oh hell yeah. If you think that this guy he's trouble, but he killed that other weirdo fucker that was digging around in that pig the other night, is unnatural. If you think he's up to no good, then we're gonna take care of him. I mean, we don't like that he's walking around with that big construct of his, probably riddled with corruption.
Well, we thank you for your support.
Are you armed, Devarik? You and your boys.
Yeah, they are. You could see that he's got like more or less like a battle axe that he's got like kind of strapped to his back, and a couple of daggers at his waist. The others have kind of hunting spears and bows. He says, "We can handle ourselves if it come to it. We'll follow your lead."
Volk, everything all right down there?
You're talking to Gijabulgo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be fine. Can I get my ladder, please? And the one guy just kind of tosses it down. Oh, thank you. Hey guys. Hey, what's that? You're gonna go deal with? It sounds like. Good luck. Just good luck. I only caught like half of that.
The goat spreading the news around, please.
All right.
Is the site busy? Is there a lot of people there?
Yeah, like the regular amount of people that you would expect. So pretty much on every side of the hill, there's an excavation point within eye shot, and you know that Sikander's is on the opposite side of the hill.
Val, maybe we should utilize the leg breakers to surround Sikander's site. Keep people from looking on, keep people from listening in, and to keep Sikander from running. And then we could approach, perhaps. What do you think?
Normally, I would agree with you, but if he perceives the news around his neck, he might be more inclined to overreact. So I think, while I agree with you from a tactical standpoint, I think crisis management would dictate that we take some risks.
Fair enough. I will defer to what you think the best way to approach would be.
Ultimately, let's try to make this guy at ease with telling us truthfully what moves him, why he did what he did. And then we're going to have to make a very hard call. We cool with it or not? You are as much part of the community as I am. So while you might look at me for making a decision, I would like to have your input.
Have I had much dealings with Sikander at the site previous to this whole mess?
I kind of leave that up to you if you had or not.
Sort of sounded familiar.
He's not overly social, probably, but
Yeah, I mean, I would say we probably know of each other. We've probably seen each other in passing. Papa is not a antagonistic person. He's probably more of an annoying, seemingly preachy person. So, there's probably been some interaction, but not a whole lot, but probably friendly interactions,
yeah, he has not been. Let's see. I would say that he is, if approached, like he's friendly enough. Like he will talk to you. He'll keep it kind of surface level. Unlike all of the other day thailers, he's probably one that has not shared much about what he's looking for. And if he has, he's like, well, what everyone else is looking for, treasures. He'd be fairly vague. Um, but other than that, like you don't get the sense he's ever made like a friend. Like during the evenings when he's eating his meals, it's usually him and the guardian. He mostly keeps to himself. Whether that's
Yeah.
by choice or the fact that he's got this crazy
People
thing.
are scared of the guardian.
Yeah, it's hard to say exactly because his rapport with you is probably fine, and he's been nothing but. And up until murder, he seemed fine.
Yeah. I think then based on that, then I think Papa Gnosis would then suggest to Val, if you're asking my opinion and you want to make him comfortable, why don't you let me approach him first and have a quick conversation and sort of ask his permission for the interaction with you, to let him know, hey, I'm going to go get you. You want to talk to him, and maybe prepare him, let him know you're coming, and make him feel comfortable so that he doesn't, so that would maybe impart the feelings you're looking for.
Be okay with that.
So it sounds
So
like
that's what I think.
Papa Gnosis, you want to
Yeah.
move ahead and kind of go solo just to kind of soften the
I think
the approach here.
I think I'll kind of set up a signal, right? Like, hey, when I do this hand signal, come in slowly, come in unarmed, and I'm gonna let him know, hey, we mean you no harm. Like, look, we've had interactions, whatever, and the people want to talk to you because this looks weird, basically, and nothing's gonna happen. You'll be safe. They just want to talk to you, and then I'll kind of wave them in, type of thing.
Sounds good. So you navigate to the opposite side of the hill, kind of over here. And as you do so, you would see the Flaming Guardian standing over a probably about a 15-foot deep pit at this point that Sikander has singularly dug. It doesn't seem like the Flaming Guardian is involved in any labor. It is actually just standing kind of at attention above the pit, where there's, just like all the other sites, a ladder that leads down, number of buckets on kind of a winch that he's maybe using to like pull some of the dugout dirt and silt and everything up and out to kind of clear the pit and go deeper and deeper. As you approach, the Flaming Guardian is basically looks like it's kind of composed of like almost like plate mail armor that's just like darkened and charred and is a light. But you can see that it kind of moves and like looks down the pit and kind of like makes a little rattling sound, almost to maybe to alert Sikander of your approach. And you'd hear him maybe call out from the pit even before you get eyes, like before you get close enough that you can look down. You just hear him calling out, "Who is it? I'm very busy this evening or this morning."
And I'd probably call out, like, ho, brother Sikander, Prios be with you, Papa Gnosis, just a moment of your time, if I may.
Oh, it's you. Are the others with you?
I'm alone.
You hear kind of like some movement down in the pit, and maybe after like 30 seconds or so, you start to hear, you kind of see him climbing up out of the pit, and he's just filthy and dirty. He's in these overalls that he's put on. They're kind of everybody, not really a uniform, but it's the standard issue clothing that is used to kind of come out and dig in the mud. And he wipes himself off a bit and moves over to you and looks at you, and he says, "You're here to talk about last night. I did
Yes.
what I had to do. I would do it again. If you're here looking for answers, well, I think it should be quite apparent that man was riddled with corruption. Everybody saw what he did in the camp. There's no denying that he dabbled in dark magic. And what we have here in this hill, cannot be touched by anyone who has been tainted. I will say no more of that."
Brother, I'm not here to judge you or or anything. I trust, from my experience with you that you feel you did what you need to do. Unfortunately, I am not the judge, jury, and or executioner here, and there are some other people that want to speak with you. The reason why I am here, is to put you at ease, make you feel comfortable, let you know that no one means you any harm. We didn't want to come up on you, frighten your flaming servant. We just wanted to let you know our intentions, and honestly, I think that if you speak with our friend Val, and he sees that your intentions were pure and good and were to protect everyone, I don't think you have anything to fear. So, would you be comfortable if I brought Val up here and the rest of us to speak with you about this situation?
Of course. Look, I am still here. I am carrying on. I could have fled in the middle of the night if I felt that my actions were unjustified. I'm sure that he will come to see that this was necessary as well. If you would like to bring him over, I can spare a few moments, but I really must be getting back to my work.
No, and I understand. I have a plot of my own. I'd like to get back to, and I'll make the hand gesture. I'll make the wave back to the group, to the party, to come in and just let them know, like, clearly, you're a magic user of some importance and power, and I not being very much schooled in those things, I'm certainly want to hear you out and see what you have to say about the corruptive presence of this other magic, as it certainly doesn't seem of Prios to me.
No. Certainly is not. So,
I wonder, and as they're kind of walking up, I'm just going to ask him real quick, like, I wonder what is your background in the magic arts, if you don't mind my asking?
he probably like look at you with like kind of a severe look. What do you know? What do you mean by that?
I just know that not every person has the skill to conjure a guardian such as this.
Mm.
And the way that you're talking and your knowledge of the corruptive nature of magics leads me to believe that you are someone who's been schooled.
Why, yes, I have. I have studied under many of the masters of Ordo Magica, specifically in transmutative magics. I spent a fair amount of time in Thistlehold and Agrella. He kind of he gives a pretty detailed account of he name drops a
Yeah.
few people that he's like worked under and such.
Yeah.
You can give me a. Let's do a vigilant test.
Vigilant. Any modifier? Just normal?
No modifier. Like the things that he is saying are legitimate and like authentic, but it's either a half truth or it's him construing information based off of verifiable things.
What he
but
believes is
it isn't maybe the full story or something. Like it's like there's holes.
Gotcha.
Well, maybe some
Okay,
of the names that he is name dropping are a little too high level. Like he's trying to play himself off as I'm this small time. Like I've dabbled. I'm learning yet. But he's naming some like kind of big names within Ordo Magica, like names that you recognize. So they're not small time people. And so there's
right.
a
So I'm
disconnect.
kind of
Yeah.
So he's trying to play down his levels and his knowledge.
There's something to his reaction
he's
to
a
you.
high enough level that he wouldn't even know to name lower level people. He's just throwing out. Yeah, gotcha.
That is 100%. Like it sounds. It seems like when you said you're of high importance, like he almost bit your head off a little bit. Like, what do you mean? So you're getting the sense of
Right.
this is somebody that's trying to lay low or stay incognito, and for a brief moment he thought maybe you'd ID'd him.
I caught on. Yep, gotcha. 10-4. I'm reading it all. As somebody who's also incognito, I'm going to be very careful not to set off any alarm. Right now that I set that alarm off, I figured it out. I am going to smooth him over, make him very comfortable that I believe him as everybody comes over,
Yep.
Oh yeah, I get it totally. I get what you're saying. Yeah, I'm new to this whole, I'm just recently getting my collar or whatever,
Well, you could make a cunning check as well in this moment while everyone's like walking over. Oh, it comes to you, the name Sikander. You had heard it because there was a bit of chatter some months ago about like I don't know, whoever your contact is within Ordo Magica maybe was like gossiping to somebody else and you were in the room about this, but there was the master of Ordo Magica in the city of Agrella, which is somewhat removed from where we currently are, but the master of that city was this really promising scholar, sage, who his name was like in contention for like becoming master of the whole organization. He was young enough and had produced enough research, particularly around like artifact construction. And it was said that he was really trying to push Ordo Magica into the realm of creating their own artifacts rather than just, digging up things from ruins and such and then trying to understand how they work. But he wanted to create clean artifacts, things that maybe didn't come with the same level of corruption that the old things from the Symbaroum Empire did. And that person's name was Sikander. But there was some kind of scandal. Almost like he pushed his ideas a little bit too far, and he was kind of pushed out and removed from his position.
Gotcha. Yep, and as this all dawns on me again, poker face, like a MF, just no dawn of realization, just total disconnect. And 100% gullibility and believability and exactly what's. Oh yes, oh yeah, 100. I get exactly what you're saying. I'm new to the cloth. Blah 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 blah. While all of this is kind of filtering through the back of my mind, and Val, Nameless, and Gretel kind of walk up, as planned.
And Sikander would look at Val, and Nameless in particular. You can see him kind of sizing up all of the leg breakers that are with you, and he probably just comments, I don't know that you needed to come here with all this muscle. I'm happy to converse with you and answer any questions that you have. Like I told Gnosis here, I would do it again 100 times over. That man was trouble. That man was inviting corruption into the camp.
You're afraid of Sikander.
There is something. We're on the verge of discovering something wondrous here. It cannot fall. It cannot be touched by those who have been afflicted. There's something very powerful here. Feel the clay, feel the dirt. You can hear the pulse. There is something alive in these hills.
Gnosis feels the dirt and the clay as Sikander says that. Does he feel anything?
You don't. No.
I'm going to say I feel it.
See?
Why did you kill him in that way? If I have a problem, I take someone out with a clean cut. You showed a level of animosity that I need to understand would only be directed at your target.
I killed him in the way that I knew how. I had him restrained, and I killed him. I hated him. I hated him for the dark magic that he brought. He endangered us all.
I
Did you
wonder.
know him before? Before yesterday?
No,
Before he performed the ritual?
I did not know him before he came here. I met him here in the camp.
What do you know about the ritual that he performed? You say it's corruptive. How do you know that?
Well, use the element of a piece of an animal. It's witch magic. It was.
Do you know what the purpose of his ritual was?
Yes, he was trying to find a way in. He was going to find a way into the hill. He's very agitated as he's talking about this. Like, you can feel that he's like stumbling over his words, and he's like trying to correct.
I'll put my hand on his back and say, "Calm, brother. Peace. Prius with you. It's okay. Say what you have to say. Find your words."
Make a persuasive test.
Ugh.
All right. He just kind of clams up a little bit, and he just says, I have told you why I did it. If you disagree with my reasons, in some ways you could say I was doing your job, Val.
Let's not point fingers, and I'll bring Gretel into the conversation right? And I'll just say, from what I know of you, you have some knowledge of witch magic and the dangers of it. What do you have to say about what what he's saying? Do you agree that the magic was witch magic and corruptive and dangerous, that it posed a threat to us all?
From what I understand, the magic that was being used was a magic that could incur a lot of corruption. However, based on what I've heard so far, which hasn't explained what the ritual he was doing, I can't say for certain how that danger would affect Cylindra's Hope or the Hill or both.
Other than
I
inviting in the corruption.
Yeah, I agree. It was a corruptive force. There, no doubt about that. However, the specifics of what it is and whether it was dangerous enough that it should have led to a man's death, I cannot say without understanding more of understanding more of the ritual that was performed, hearing like specifics of what you saw, because you, sir, and she's kind of gonna gesture to Zykander. It based on the short time that I've been here, it sounds like you're quite well informed on magic. What
And
what
I'll
did you
probably jump in
do?
and be like, he's
Yeah.
a novice. He's just a novice, but he does have
Oh,
some
okay.
knowledge. He does have some knowledge.
Knowledge is knowledge. What specifically, besides as everyone has said, he spilled the guts of an animal. That is witchy magic. Was there any other hints that led you to believe that this was dangerous?
It is dangerous because it was divination magic. He looked into the hill. He knows what is there, just as I do. I cannot give you specifics. I would not. I would not threaten to have that information shared widely, but it is imperative that I get to it first.
Let me rephrase your words, Sikander. You eliminated someone that you believe might get where you want to go before you. Am I correct?
Yes.
So, if I were to get there before you would eliminate me too.
I don't think it will come to that.
What if it did?
Friends, let's not speak in these hypotheticals. We are speaking now as friends. I do not consider you rivals. I do not consider you adversaries. I understand what you're concerned. You're concerned that I may go after innocent people. Like I said to you, though, this man was not. Yes, was I concerned that he might beat me to the prize? Yes. But my concern was heightened because of what he was.
What are you racing towards that could be a danger if someone else gets to it?
I cannot tell you that. It is much too dangerous to be known. That is why it is imperative that I get there first and I safeguard it. I know how to handle it.
I thought you
Sikander,
were just a novice, though. Why? How would it? I trust that you're just learning. Wouldn't we want to talk to? And I'll bring up one of the people that he mentioned that he trained with. Wouldn't we want somebody like that to, if it's that imperative to be involved?
Perhaps in due time they will learn what I discover here. And then they'll believe. And then they'll understand. I need to get back to work. Every moment that I spend here trying to explain myself to you, all of the others are inches closer to a breakthrough that cannot
So let me
happen.
help you. Let me help you. Who is whispering to you? The spider goddess? King Hurrian?
I am red on these entities, but I can assure you they are not whispering to me. My drive and my passion is being driven by my research. What if I were to tell you that
But you,
magic can be handled in a safe way, that we don't have to fear corruption any longer? We can make artifacts that would not impart the sting, the horrible manifestations of the abominations and their horrid forms, the bodily transmutations, all of that we wouldn't have to worry about. I just need to get the key is here. We are close,
I'll
my
let you go
friends.
back. I'll let you go back to work. But I have one condition.
I'm listening.
I know you don't believe I would understand. But I need to know what makes you think that anything hidden down there is worth coming back up here.
This site, it's a temple. Long ago, the Symbar Empire, there were many cults. One of them was the cult of the serpent. My research says this is the place. I know what you think. All of these people have something that speaks to them, right? They've had a dream. I am not like them. My conviction that there is something here is based on research. I don't have time to flip through the books and show it to you, but it is here. And interred within this temple is something I need. Something I need to bring back that can further my research, that can further our knowledge of the construction of artifacts.
You think if any of that was positive, Symbaroum would have survived? If you have the key, clean magic, and if Symbaroum had it, why is it dug on the dirt?
That is why I need this one particular thing. I can no longer get safely. It is here and I need it. It is not an artifact that I am in fact looking for here. It is a component.
Then I bid you good luck, and I pray to whatever god you revere that you know what you're doing.
And I think Gnosis will take that opportunity to lead a prayer to Prios that he will find the key to being able to use magics with no corruption. You know, what a light that would bring to the world. Maybe this is a clandestine thing. You know, really whipping it, really doing it up, and amen and all that jazz.
And he does he kind of echoes like the last little bit of your prayer, and he says, "The church, they must know of this too. Once my research is complete, I will share it with them as well. This could unlock a whole new slew of tools to fight back against the encroaching darkness of Davokar. I understand. I thank you for your understanding as to why I did what I had to do. I can assure you that no one else is under any threat. I will cause no more problems for you. If I see something that needs, I shouldn't have taken it into my own hands. I recognize that. I will come to you if there are other concerns that I have."
I think Val would just turn his back and start walking away.
I follow.
I think before Gnosis leaves, he would, offer to Sikander help with his dig site, knowing that he has the research, that he would offer to help and to share knowledge. Church, to have the church and the Ordo work together on this.
Okay, you're offering to like help him dig.
I'm offering, with my spare time to help him dig at his site, and this way I can chat him up during those times.
He would accept that. He would probably acknowledge he has probably too few tools for you, but you have your own. And he says if you want to bring what you have from your site over, he would welcome you.
Yep, and I will do that. Instead of spending time at my site, I will instead, anytime I would be at the site, I will spend at his site, and I will try to glean knowledge, glean cracks in his story, things like that.
All right.
And all the time, all the while, of course, just being like, I really believe everything you say, buddy. Oh,
It's still pretty early in the morning. I'm guessing I'm envisioning it's like 8 in the morning as this conversation ends. So you've probably got a full day of digging and whatnot alongside him. So you climb down and start digging and such. The rest of you kind of moving away from the site.
One thing as we walk away and we get a few feet or, 10, 20 feet or whatever, I'll say to Val, I don't really understand all of this corruption talk and magic talk, but how do we know that he is not corrupted?
Don't. In fact, I'm pretty sure he is. Whatever he's trying to dig out is more likely to cause damage than it is to solve any problem.
Val, are you familiar with what I can't remember the victim's name.
Andelo?
Yes. Are you aware of what his goal of what he was looking for is? Has he mentioned it at all to hint like maybe what they both are looking for?
No. But it's clear to me that Sikander thought Andelo with that ritual would get a jump start on him, and he eliminated the threat to himself and his goal of getting there first.
Would you be okay with me looking through Vendal's things to see if I can glean what that might be specifically? If they were after the same thing, then if we can't hear it from him, then maybe I can find it in Vendal's stuff.
Gemma, pay attention what you read. You might not be able to unlearn what you learn. And I would very like Mike to talk to you tomorrow and not to a Symbaroum king who took over your body.
Should that happen, please commit some regicide for me.
Hey, you got it, Tavarik says from the back rank. I thought that guy was full of shit. I don't know what you guys thought, but you want us to take care of him later? We could, they call us the leg breakers. It's not just like a fun nickname. Like, we do that. That is a service we provide. You want us to pay him a visit tonight?
I think not.
All right. We do one leg. We can leg breaker.
Varric, you're a little bit too much helpful. I would like you to go back to your old self.
10-4. All right. Pack it up, boys. We're not needed here.
Oh.
They all kind of...
Not yet.
Someone
Not
flipping
yet,
off down the road.
anyways.
What's the Symbaroum equivalent of a bunch of bikers like being upset, starting their bikes, driving away, right?
They just start polishing the ends of their spears. Ah! Squeak, 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 squeak. All right, so it sounds like we know some things. Gnosis is going to be digging today. It sounds like...
Yeah. I think I'd probably let him know, let Sikander know, like, hey, I just got to finish up with these guys back here, and then I'll be back and then come and dig with them for the day. But
sounds good.
I would just kind of let Val and them know, like, hey, something smells fishy, and I'm cozying up to do some investigating and going undercover with Sikander to find out what's up.
Sounds good.
Papa,
Gretel's gonna...
If you find something, let us know.
I will.
Gretel's gonna go and...
Same thing with you. It sounds like Gretel is on her way to learn some as well. So we'll touch in this evening maybe and see what information we both glean.
Yeah, so Gretel, you're gonna go check out and kind of do a second look at the crime scene, essentially go and check out Handello's shack. I imagine Reg is probably just going to head back to the camp for now, and I don't know, probably just take it easy, kind of see if there's any more business that he can dredge up, but he'll be at the camp, or he'll be in Cylindra's Hope. How about Nameless? Nameless, you're probably feeling it's time to take a nap.
Yeah, I definitely do want to get my shut eye. One thing that I would like to try, having a tome of instructions on like alchemical things and stuff. I want to attempt to, for the first time, see if I can't make something this evening that is useful.
Okay. That sounds good. We could maybe resolve the check for that at the end of the day. And Val, what would you be up to?
Val would go to Semel officially to follow up on the shipment of ranged weapons, but really to get any read on rumors or other information that might be evading him at the time.
Okay. Why don't we do this? So Nameless will be going to sleep after maybe just kind of doing a quick once over on some details that try to commit to memory before waking up, and then maybe doing a little bit more study for tonight. We'll go to Val, going to the general store. Then we'll go to Gretel, and then we'll see if there's anything that Gnosis wants to bring up to Sikander, and then we'll bring it to the evening around the fire, assuming that that's where all of this brings us back to. um, so why don't we start with Val? You make your way to one of the other two, besides the tavern and the gambling hall, kind of the other permanent structure that's in Sikander's, Cylindra's Hope. And you go through the door, and there is a man that is stocking the shelves. And you know his name to be... Sorry, 1 second. Oh, apparently he's one of the NPCs they don't really give me a little entry on. Semmel, right? Semmel. So he's there. He's just like putting some sacks of grain kind of on the shelves, and just kind of tidying up a little bit as you enter. But as he sees you, he says, Val, you're probably stopping in to check on those supplies. They haven't arrived yet, but like I said, I'm hopeful that either yet here today or tomorrow morning, that wagon should be arriving.
What's your take on Candelo?
Handello? Well, he's someone that we've had our eyes on for quite some time. Ever since he arrived in the camp. I have a suspicion that his name wasn't Handello, but don't have enough information to verify that. You were out at the hill today, weren't you?
Yes.
Are you familiar with what the barbarians actually say about that hill?
Can't say that I am.
Since you're keeping eyes on this for all of us, I think it's important that you understand that there is something buried there. At least that's what the barbarians say. Not really a something, it's someone. I can't say exactly. Every story is a little different. Sometimes it's an elf. Sometimes it's a wraith. Sometimes it's a god. But there was a hunter that they claim ran supreme in these woods here, and he garnered quite the reputation for himself. So much so that they began calling him the Eternal Hunter. And after he had his fill of deer and boar, he started turning his attentions to larger prey, larger hunts. Some say that this turned to, horrors, lindworms, larger beasts. And some say he even tried to force his way into hunting a god. The confrontations, you knew that he was coming because of the storms, the thunderous storms, the sound of the skies and the heavens falling, the rain. Some might say that these stories are the barbarians' ways of explaining such phenomenon. But it is why they have a taboo about that hill, because they say that the eternal hunter is buried there. I don't know what this means about everyone that has come here. I don't know what the connection is. Is it the eternal hunter crying out, calling to be released so that he may begin his hunt again? Or is it something else? I don't know. Just thought
Like
it
it.
might be information for you to consider, as you seem so keen as to be trying to understand what is happening here, as we all are.
Well, if Fandelo wasn't who he said he was, then what about Sikander?
We feel he's worth keeping an eye on, but we are more concerned about his actions. If he is digging into this hill, what he may release, or anyone for that matter, and what that might mean, how that might impact the region. We have reason to believe the barbarians are watching very closely what is happening here. Though they are watching from afar, and we, as you know, are watching from within.
Okay with watching, but at some point we're gonna have to act.
I understand you've already brought that to Silvercheek's attention.
True. But can we trust her?
We have to, because without her, we can't motivate these people to leave. As long as she is stuck in the game, the rest of them will remain. It's going to take her to move the herd. I think that's why you need to keep
Yeah,
watching. You need to have something concrete to sway her. I think she's amenable, but she needs to be persuaded with facts, not maybes, not feelings.
and that's what I'll work on. Fact. Thank you, Sunil. I'll check back up with you tomorrow.
Well, and hopefully we get those supplies when you need them. If catastrophe strikes, as you seem to think may happen, and I don't make it out of here, you know who to speak with in Thistlehold.
I do hope you make it out.
I'll let you know if I hear about that wagon.
Thank you.
Then he just turns back to kind of doing the mundane tasks that he was doing. Anything else that Val wants to do before we switch gears? Otherwise, we'll turn it over to Gretel, who you're making your approach to the hut that you investigated the previous night. Scene looks a little bit different with daylight, but you can make out where all of your tracks and footprints are in the dirt. And as you enter into the shack, you can see that the body has been removed at this point. I think that Roughneck probably, I don't remember if you guys dealt with it, but if you guys hadn't, then Roughneck would have dealt with it. And so that has been removed, but there's still, the blood is still, stains the earth there. And the place is kind of ruffled up with you guys kind of like rustling through things. But if you want to give me a vigilant test, maybe you will find something you didn't see previous.
Cuckoo. Let's see. Ooh, right on the money. Success with a 10.
As you start searching about the room, you square in on the bed, which has some like white linens that served as sheets and bedding. Kind of crumpled up or folded in, kind of wadded up in the bed sheets and such is a looks. You uncrumple it. It's paper. It's parchment, and it's a letter. There's probably like a handout I can give you of this letter, but I'll just read it out loud and I can share a handout later. It reads, Agathara, sister of the night, hearing that you are alive brings me hope here in the shadows of the new world. It pains me that you must struggle to get by, you who possess such insight into the twilight. Oh, what did we all not leave behind in the ashes of our beloved Lystara? What did we not sacrifice for our dreams of a better world? Earlier, Demirka crossed my path, informing me that Keltron hides at Thistlehold among the wizards of Ordo Magica. And I know that Flavis was slain by the dwarves of Eudaros over a gambling debt. I think that no one ever realized what dark wisdom was lost with him. There are few of us left. And if the enemy finds out that we are still alive, we shall be fewer still. If you still dare to dream, as I do, hold the rock in your hand and think of me. And it is signed Disciple Kennard. You have Lore Master.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is important. The title Disciple was the lowest rank among the Dark Lords of Alberator. So what you're holding in your hands is suggestion. The Dark Lords were not all killed. This guy was one of the Dark Lords that, the Queen proclaimed victory over them. They were all defeated. The war was won without any question. But clearly not. And he has a letter where he was talking and mentions many others. So, probably what you're holding, like this is a huge piece of evidence that you have in your hands of something that is
Mm-hmm.
kind of world shattering a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I am going to fold that letter up. And I'm going to tuck it deep in the boot, deep in the sock, so that way it's not going anywhere. Like, making sure, like, definitely keeping it somewhere where it's not going to be falling out easily and where I will not lose it and I will feel it to make sure that it is not going anywhere. Okay. Okay. And so the person who wrote this letter is a disciple. And then
And it really seems like the person that wrote this letter is now dead.
yeah. Wait. Oh, wait. Okay, sorry. This wasn't a this was a letter that was supposed to go out but has not been sent out. So Vendel the was the one who wrote this letter?
You have the name Vendel, I think, because you were looking for a man named Vendel,
Mm-hmm.
who also could be called Handello, who also could be
Oh, okay.
called
Sorry. I had trouble hearing the name. So I'm like, oh, was that actually the name I was like supposed to be looking for? So
This is
I misheard it.
Vendel is a man that you were looking for, who was going by the name Handello, whose real name it appears is Kenneth.
Gotcha.
So he had switched names since you lost track of him, because I think you had the name Vendel because your backstory was that you had
Yes.
identified that somebody that needed some alchemist supplies at Cylinder's Hope, who was named Vendel at the time, was your cult leader.
Which is funny
you
because
were looking for.
I was actually planning on talking to Val specifically about that in a moment.
Now you've got a
And
lot
then
more to talk about.
I got all the names. I know. But then I was like, wait, okay, now I'm getting the names all mixed around because there was a lot of names that were just dropped. But okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll explain plainly. Yes, those three names are all the same person.
Okay.
You don't need to stress about the other names that are stressed in the letter. The implication is just
Gotcha.
that there's a whole network of Dark Lords among you. And that's very concerning because they almost wiped out an entire country.
Yep. Oh. And okay. Yeah, I really need to set up a meeting. Okay. She'll probably spend because she knows that everyone has kind of gone off to do their own thing at the moment. She's gonna spend the rest of this time like going through as much as she can before eventually meeting up with everyone else.
You want to go through that book?
If I'm able to at this time, yeah.
Sure. I'm going to dispense with... When you guys missed out on the letter the first time, I was like, okay, I'm just going to rewire the test for the book. So I'll just tell you about the book now because I was going to invent a way that you would learn that maybe sometime in the future. But at this point, you can read through the books and kind of get a sense of what he was reading about. So the book, So Saith Almagaster, is a tome that claims that Prios was once a mortal, that he walked among, everyone else as a knight, in some far off eastern country, far removed from where we currently are. And that there was a cleric named Priosander who found the light and expelled a plague from this long since forgotten empire beyond the ravens, the mountains to the east. And Priosander preached mercy, love, forgiveness, and sort of implied that the knight Prios learned everything that he could from this other entity, took his name, and then brought the religion of Prios to Alberator. So it's very much a book that tries to explain that godhood originates with mortals. I don't think that's probably not a common. It's definitely heretical to the church. So there's probably some risk in you just having this book because of what it says. But it also is a tome that makes I would say it makes Prios seem like a defeatable thing. It's not this almighty god or power. It's exactly the kind of thing that the Dark Lords would be into, trying to maybe read into a weakness or a vulnerability, because the Ambrians, they chose Prios of all the gods that they could have chosen as their weapon against the Dark Lords, and so for them to have this, to weaken the god, to be able to characterize the god as something less than, it was something that they would have been into. So that's what this book is.
Okay.
So that is your afternoon, is getting into some heavy reading, this old English book about
just like sweating over.
Yep.
So saith.
And just, you're pretty familiar with the religion of Prios, and probably reading this, you're just like, have a little bit of, in a world where black cloaks are a thing, you just feel like some black cloak is going to enter the tent and throw shackles on you and be like, to the dungeons with you. You checked out this book from the restricted section, and
every sentence I'm like, huh.
And then so you're studying up, and then we'll turn to Gnosis. You're in the pit. If not for any conversation that you are dredging up. What the heck is going on? Sorry. Something was going on with my foundry. It would probably be really quiet in that pit with Sikander as you're digging and such, if not for any conversation that you are mustering up or bringing up, because he is singularly focused. He's not an athletic man. He's a reader, as you have now kind of identified, but he is working his ass off trying, he is sweating bullets and putting everything into just tunneling forward at this point. The pit, the shaft is vertical, maybe 15 feet, but he has now turned and is starting to kind of move inward.
Yeah, and I'm going to say Gnosis is probably pretty chatty. First, he's gonna bring up the conversation of, "Hey, I noticed we're heading this way. Like, is this part of your research? Like, where are we headed? Is there an entrance, or where? Blah blah blah." Yeah, and just again, friendly, genuine curiosity, but also sort of trying to find cracks, and in his story, he kind of sensed that Sikander wasn't being necessarily 100% truthful. So he's trying to kind of, talk about the direction, what he found here, his research. Hey, what was it like studying under so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. And just really You know how when people talk fast and kind of try to get people a little bit off guard and maybe sharing too much, or
Sure.
but also kind of reading the situation. So
I think
you know,
Chris
to
was
see
maybe
what.
signaling your mic is flipped up.
Oh yeah, whoops, sorry.
It's okay. I still got everything you
didn't
said.
get it? Okay, cool.
So, I'll address the first part. Like, if you ask him why you're tunneling in at this point, he would maybe reiterate that his belief is that this is a temple. And so rather than digging, he doesn't feel it's really necessary to dig super deep because he thinks that there's probably an access point higher up. Like he's thinking that there's a cavity in there that'll lead to like a staircase or a thorough way that will save you the effort of having to dig and dig and dig and dig. He's trying to find like the kind of the shortcut, I guess. And based on his calculations, he thinks that there's probably some kind of stairwell or an entranceway somewhere that you'll be able to access. He's probably he'll kind of idly talk about the other points, but you get the sense that you're talking to a man who has given up his station. Like the politics, the personalities of Ordo Magica seem like things that are behind him. He's only interested in them insofar as to prove them wrong, that his ouster was not valid and they were wrong to not believe in him, that his theories are sound. Am
I able to suss out the story around that, like a little bit of like remember, like from my memory there was some sort of controversy. Is there any information I can glean from him about that controversy?
You will find yourself.
Or do I get anything from it from the way he's talking about these people? Maybe, I don't know, like you're saying he's talking like he has to prove to them. Does he let anything loose when he's talking about what he has to prove, like about what the schism was?
You'll find yourself talking to a man who is very paranoid. So he's going to say that Master Celadino, am I pronouncing that right? Celdanio, we'll say it that. Celdanio. Master Celdanio is corrupt. The church. The church is behind. He's their chosen man. They've got their fingers in everything,
Mm-hmm.
He'll say they're clearly there are elements within Ordo Magica that are compromised. They don't want us to have this knowledge, to have this power, to be able to rid the world of corruption, to be able to wield magic without consequence. Well, who would be afraid any longer? Who would the church have to be scared and go to them for their authority on what to do about corruption? They would be, relegated to being antiquated artifacts of the past because they wouldn't have the power of fear to hold over power and force individuals into worshiping Prios for salvation. That's like his conspiracy theory.
Gotcha. And then if I try to okay, we're heading into this temple, we're searching for this thing that is the key to practicing magic without corruption. What is it, so I can help find it, right? Like what is that key in this, temple that we're looking for?
Make a persuasion test.
Yep. Come on, I don't have the highest persuasion, so come on, baby. Oh yeah.
He tells you that he came here because he came across the legend of Oromal the Suppressor, a legendary lindworm. A lindworm was like this, almost like a I don't know. Kind of like the Dune worm, but like there were barbarian tribes that worshipped them, and they were like this
Like a
notable
god emperor worm
god
or
beast
something.
of the wood, and he claims that the skin of one such lindworm, this Oromol the Suppressor, is here in the Temple of the Serpent. So like everything lines up with what he's previously told you, and he wants to get a sample of the skin of that creature because it was said to have hypnotic power.
And it's the hypnotic power that's the key to keeping corruption from happening.
Not so much that is, but like him having a sample of something like this, like the raw material that could make an artifact, then he could begin to try to make something with that component. He could make something from scratch. That's something that's like not really like magic item creation. There aren't really like rules for that because like nobody does that. Like that's not a thing that is understood as of now. So he wants to be among the
Right,
first,
something
and
that
like
happened.
getting
That
something
happened long
that is
ago.
like something like the skin of a god would be something that he could work with, and try to experiment with.
Gotcha. Okay. What else would I try to figure out? The guy, the dude that he killed, right? Like, of course I'll be bad mouthing him. Oh, what a terrible person, blah blah blah. But trying to find out more about what he knew. That like, oh, this terrible magician. Did you know anything about it? Blah blah blah. Oh, good thing you got rid of him. But to just trying to see what he knew about that guy.
I'm going to say that in your conversations, you try to attack this in multiple angles, and you are surprised to learn that he knows
Blocked.
Well, that he knows like almost nothing about him.
Nothing.
Like you're going to take your
Okay.
takeaway is going to be that he killed him over literally he saw him do a dark ritual, and in his mind this guy's a wizard. Like he must like Ordo Magica sent him. Like it's like crazy person talk when you get him talking about it, and he's started to trust you a bit. Like
it's the paranoia. It's the paranoia.
The paranoia got to him. They really were not. You genuinely believe they met in the camp, and they have had very few interactions.
Mm-hmm.
And it took very little for him to be spurred to.
And then it wasn't even necessarily that he thought the guy would get to it first. It just was, oh, he's gonna give me up. They know where I'm at. Something, just all of that stuff.
Yeah.
This guy knows magic. He's connected to Ordo Magica. He's gonna. I'm on my and yeah, gotcha. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, I think that's all really. I think that Gnosis has right now. Of course, he'll be back, right? Like this is his new. This is where when he's going to be digging, he will be digging. So, but that's probably all he's got today to kind of discuss. I think.
Yeah. Roll. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna have it be up to a roll whether something happens here. Roll me a D. Roll me a vigilant test.
A vigilant? Oh, not so good.
Okay. Yeah, you it becomes like evening where you're feeling stretched for the day, and certainly Sikander is in agreement with you, and he kind of makes the suggestion, why don't we pack it up for today?
Yeah.
No needs to push it. You helped me. The two of us, we've went twice as far today, so I thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And I think as we're packing up, I'll kind of question him, ask a little bit more like, oh, about the Guardian maybe. Like, oh, that's a cool thing, you know. How did you come about that, and why is it not helping us dig? We could get three times as much work done.
Well, is a very powerful spell to create one of these servants, and mine is special. I have studied this spell long and hard. He is very faithful protector, and I need him. As I've told you, the church, they're everywhere. Their black cloaks could descend upon this spot in any moment, and now you are with me. He is up there for both of our protections. You understand the wickedness, the rot that runs deep within the Church of Prios. He is better served watching our backs and being down here and making sure that we can keep doing our work.
I'm glad that we have you to think for both of us, because I would be having him dig. So you're a smart man, Sikander.
Well, I think we have put in enough hours. We deserve a bit of a break. Let's go get some boar. Let's get some black brew in our bellies, and we can get back at it in the morning.
Agreed. We'll see you tomorrow, sir.
You can, as you're like leaving the hill, you can hear some shouting and some arguing a bit. Kind of over at the site where, what is his name? Our collie, the widower. He had like a team of workers that were working with him that he had hired and brought out here.
Mm-hmm.
You can see there's some kind of like argument happening among them. And you just hear like clearly through all the chaos and the hubbub, one of them say, "We will settle this tonight. We will settle this. We will settle this with Silvercheek." And our colleague is like standing by, and he's just like, "What, guys? Come on!" You know, he's like kind of doing the what's the big deal kind of gesture.
Yeah, and I think, you know, depending on how quickly it goes down, right? Like when the hubbub is happening or whatever, probably, you know, Papa, being the local priest, right, would probably go over, and like he did with the leg breakers, right, would be like, "Oh, come on, boys, you know, Prios is light. Like, we should all be friends and be friendly. What's going on? Why can't we settle this like friends?"
One of the dirty laborers just kind of like throws his shovel down on the ground, and he's like, this man has not paid us in 3 days. We do work, we do quality work, digging around for his delusions. We don't ask any questions. We don't bother him with all of that, looking for his dead wife, but we expect to be paid.
That is fair. That is fair. And I'll look over at the man and be like, "Is this true?"
Gentlemen, I am waiting. I am waiting for coin. I had sent a message back to Thistlehold. It should be arriving on a cart any day now. You will be made whole. I am good for it. I have resources. We've just been out here for so long, I haven't been able to go back. Please, another day. They say the wagon is coming tomorrow. And they say, we don't work another day until we see coin in hand.
And I'll, you know, kind of put my hand on the you know, the husband, the widower's back, you know, kind of doing the Prios thing. "Oh, son, you know, you have to understand where the boys are coming from, and you know, I understand that you have to dig, that it's very important. You must find your wife, but it's best to keep these boys sated and not cause a stir. So let's just wait till the cart arrives with the funds, and I, you know, I have moved my dig site, but I will split my day, and I will help you dig a little bit for free tomorrow, and I'll split my day between your dig site and Sikander's."
And he says, "Bless you, bless you. You lift all of our spirits, Papa. We're grateful for you to be here in Cylindra's Hope. And the rest of you, you'll see. Prios will deliver for us. The wagon shall come."
And then, as I do, I will start up a prayer to Prios for the light to shine, for the cart to arrive, for all of our coffers to be filled, and for the light to, shine the way in these dark times. Blah,
Yep.
blah, blah.
Everyone is very attentive. You have a captive audience among these individuals, these laborers. They're all Ambrians and such. So a roaring amen. And I think that is going to propel us to evening, where it will be you all kind of gathered again amongst all the other day laborers. Hunters have gone out again and managed to hunt down another boar, so that there will be plenty of meat and food for everyone in the camp. Certainly, individuals are going in and getting their black brew from the tavern. You could see little pockets of individuals counting their coin and what they might have that they might try their fortune at the gambling tables and whatnot. At some point, you'll all see Gijabolgo, big lump on his head. He says, "Hey guys," he's still favoring where he bucket nailed him in the forehead earlier. "No luck today, guys. Oh man." And then we're gonna hit the tables again, though. If I didn't have luck out in the hills, maybe I'll have some luck with the dice.
I'm going to flip him his Symbaroum coin to use and say, if you win anything, share it with us.
The drink's on me, as always, if I happen to strike it big. I always got my friends covered. He makes his way.
And I'll pray for you.
So with the gang all gathered together again, is there any conversation or information you wish to share with one another? What's kind of happening as you get back together?
Definitely Gnosis is going to fill in Val, Gretel, Nameless on all the information he gleaned. Focusing in on the paranoia, right? Like just talking about, like, yes, this guy is clearly knowledgeable. I think he's trying to play down. I kind of, weakened his defenses. I understand that he was this important man in Ordo Magicas on the Lamb, and he is super paranoid, and he's hunting for this god skin. It all sounds very credible, but the paranoia has me concerned, right? And I'm kind of going to say I have an in with this other guy who's also on a dig, who's clearly crazy. I'm going to split my time between them tomorrow so I can kind of suss out the signs of the like just to see what's going on. See if Sikander's onto something and he's just a little bit mad, magic mad, or if maybe he's actually mad, like everybody else. The same thing that's happening with everybody else is happening to him. He just thinks he's above it all, I'm not really sure yet.
So so he may just be a madman, but I guess my question is there any signs of anything if somebody were to be this idea of corrupted? Is there anything? Does it affect your mental capacity?
I think it does. I think it physically can change you. I think it mentally can change you.
Yeah, it certainly can. Somebody has to be really bad before it's physically obvious. And so the way to like be able to know for sure is if you can see someone's shadow with an ability like Witch Sight or some other way. But otherwise,
It
you have
might
to
be worth us.
kind of guess whether someone's just crazy or if they're corruption crazy.
Right.
I'll kind of turn to Gretel and say, I do have Sikander's trust. How hard
And
would be for you to do a witch sight on him without him knowing? Is it something that is like a that he would not know, or could I maybe invite you to dig with us for the day, and at some point you could try to suss out whether he's corrupted or not?
when you go to like talk to Gretel specifically, her hands are like folded, like kind of like steepled a little bit and like pressed like over her mouth, and she's like not even looking at you. She's like looking at the table and then like kind of looking around, and then maybe it isn't until he like yeah like and then she's like, what?
Yeah. You're right. You're right. Is everything okay,
uh,
sister? Do you need me to say a prayer for you?
I might um perhaps we can hold this service somewhere quieter.
Yeah. Private mass. We should all we'll have to do a private mass to Prios tonight, right? Or maybe now.
Now would be a probably poor time. There's a lot of people in the up and about and walking around. It's like a big campsite basically where people just are wandering around and everything like that. So the
Yeah,
element of
maybe we
For
find a
perhaps
private place to meet later. Yeah.
yes, and if it's not a bother to anyone else, I would like the rest of you to join me in this private mass. I need all the support I can get.
as you are laying out the invite to a special rendezvous later,
Mm-hmm.
over by the tavern doors, that saloon style doors kind of swing open, and you see Gijabul go flying backwards, and he just like tumbles onto his back and like rolls a couple of times, kind of closer towards the fire. And then you see Silver Cheek kind of like slams the doors open, and she's like, "You stupid son of a bitch!" And she's got a hand crossbow in her hands, and she just like fires a bolt right into his kneecap, and like, ah! And he screams out, "Ah!
Damn.
Like, you fool! You take me to be an idiot? Take your damn coins and get out of here!" And you just see that she like throws a handful of what look like little iron chips down at him. Symbaroum coins. Don't give him any meat tonight. And then she just like turns and goes back into the tavern. And he's just sitting there like, ah, his blood rolling down his leg. And he's just sitting there. He kind of was like butt scooting like closer to the fire. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Yes,
Hey.
Val will
Don't-
go there and try to extract the bolt and give him a first.
I will. Yeah, I'll give him a swig of my mead or whatever I'm drinking, and be like, "Drink this," and I'll give him something to bite down on while Val pulls the bolts.
Getting ready to like apply the pressure, like just.
Val, do you have Medicus?
Yeah, I have novice level of Medicus.
Okay, I'm gonna say you don't need to roll anything. You're trained in this, so you're able to like get the arrow out and kind of bandage him up so that he's not just bleeding out there on the dirt or whatever. So he goes, "Oh, thank you, Val. Oh, seems like maybe I didn't have as good a luck yesterday as I thought."
What just happened?
Yeah, pray tell what
Oh,
happened.
she thinks I swindled her. She thinks I gave her fake coins.
Did you?
It turns out I did, but I didn't think I was. I didn't swindle her. I didn't mean to. I mean, I thought they were real coins, even though when I dredged them up, they were iron coins. But they turned into gold coins. So what was I supposed to
Wait.
believe?
You left that detail out earlier.
I didn't. I thought maybe it was like illusion magic, like they were iron coins and then they turned into the real stuff. That's what I was hoping.
You just said that you hoped the illusion would turn it into real stuff. Let's think on that for a second.
I thought it would coin good. Coin. I didn't think anybody would get hurt. Turns out I did.
Tell us, wait, just start from the top, right? So you found the iron coins.
Yep. And then I did
And then
they turned into gold coins.
You did a womp.
I may have done a womp.
You may have done an illusion.
Or a prayer, Father. I pray a lot.
This is not funny. Can you tell us what the hell happened?
I think that maybe I have some innate magical properties and I turned the coins into what I wanted them to be.
Did you?
But you have no magical
Well, let's see.
training
He picks
previously.
up, he scoops up all the coins that she just threw at him. Let's see. Prios, make me rich. See? And they turn into gold coins.
Do they really?
They actually
They
do.
do. Yep. They look like Symbaroum coins.
What the?
See, that's what I'm saying. What am I supposed to believe? That those aren't gold coins in my hands? I have no choice but to spend that money.
I wouldn't do it now.
She won't let me, but
Can I see one of them?
sure. He hands it to you.
And I'm going to want it to be a very clear forgery of a Symbaroum coin. And see if it does anything.
You're trying to will it to be something else?
Yeah.
Nothing happens. But,
You have to do your hand like this.
You're right. I'm sorry. It's just she'll do the hand motion. She's like, Prios turned this into an obvious counterfeit Symbaroum coin. I'll do the same thing and see if that does anything. Or at least to my knowledge that I'm doing the same thing.
It doesn't seem like you've got any power over the coins. They still just look the way that they...
Oh,
What
I'm
if,
just gonna hand it back to him. I don't.
what if you waved your hand over it and said, "Make it a coin with Papa Gnosis's face on it"?
He does that, and it transforms with like your faces smiling on the front of the golden coins. Oh,
Wow.
yeah, that's not a.
That's beautiful.
That's not a. It is. I like it, but I don't think anyone's gonna accept this currency. You got the makings of like kind of a Symbaroum emperor. I could see it.
Thank you.
How did these look originally when you dug them up?
Like those little scraps of iron.
Can I see them in that state?
I don't think so. They're coins now.
What if you waved your hand over it and said, "Alakazam, go back the way you were"?
Don't make me do it. Alakazam, go back to the way you were. Oh, nope, there's still gold coins.
He, in his
I
heart,
don't
his
think
heart,
he wanted them to
believe
change.
it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'll say you're lucky to have gotten out of it just with a hurt knee.
Yeah, you don't think I should spend these coins either, do you? What if I become like
No.
I would.
a vagrant? I become a traveling person. I only stay in a place for a day, spend my money, get my stuffs. I could live like that. That'd be an okay way to live.
What happens when you run out?
Just
It's probably just these pieces of iron. Can you
oh,
change anything else? I'm gonna give
I never
him
tried.
just an actual coin and say, try to change this into a Symbaroum coin.
It changes. Hot
Ooh,
dog.
okay.
Whoa.
Huh.
So it may not be ethical. Prios wouldn't like it, but it does sound like your plan to go from town to town might work. Unless you leave here and your powers stop working.
Hey, where's Reg? Reg! Oh, he can't really get up and walk around, but he's just like, Reg, where are you? Eventually, Reg comes over and they're working out some kind of deal. I want to hire you for a multi-city journey. You're going to lead me to all these different places. I'll map it out.
Don't trust him,
This
Reg.
magic. Yes.
I'm gonna kind of like nudge Gretel and be like, can you see if he's corrupted?
I'm gonna whisper over. I don't have witch sight.
Oh, okay. No
That'd be
heavy
really.
power.
No, I haven't. One day, I'm like, I try every day.
Yeah,
It hasn't worked out yet.
yeah. Fair enough. Me too.
Do you guys believe that this is magic?
It's something. It's not. I'm not deluded. You're not deluded. He may be, but we're seeing this illusion, this magic, this thing happen in real time. And he's not just able to change these objects that he found on the site. He's able to change this coin that I got from where, in commerce.
Gee,
I wonder if we could put anything in his hand and he could change it to a coin.
do you think?
Did he get affected by something up on that hill?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm
That's the
wondering.
only plausible explanation.
Yeah, and I think based on that, I want to talk to him a little bit more about like how it first happened, the circumstances around it, like did like he found the coins, but like did anything else happen? Did he find the coins next to a pool of water that he drank out of? I don't know. Something. Is there any context for other than he just found the coins and he wished that they were Symbaroum coins and it turned into Symbaroum?
Hey, Alex, I'm going to use the restroom real quick.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
I don't know. Make make a cunning test.
Oh, just barely.
He just tells you that it seems like this latent magic must have kind of emerged from him while he was on on the hill, and he just speculates like, oh, that proves it that this place is like just resonating with some kind of power, some kind of ancient magic, maybe just seeped out of the soil into his hands. And
Well, if that's the case, like, do you want to leave so soon? Do you want to go and be a grifter, or do you want to stay and gain more magical power?
oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. I have to be alive to be able
You
to
don't
use
want
the
to live as
power,
a...
though. And Silver she'll forget about it, right? Like this'll be fine.
She's not going to forget about it, but let's just
Oh.
not use any of the wishy coins. Use real coins in town, actual coins, like the one that you had turned in, like this one, like that will turn into an actual coin.
Papa,
But don't use it. Don't use it while it's under the illusion. Use it while it's an actual coin,
Papa,
and you can keep that one.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. What's up,
Papa.
Val?
Silver Cheek just shot him in the knee. I don't think he's welcome here anymore.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, maybe you should go. Yeah, fair enough. I didn't think about that.
Would you guys get me some boar meat? Please.
What?
Some meat.
He wants us to buy him food.
I'm hungry.
He's hungry.
It sounds like I'm not allowed.
Okay, sure. I'll buy food for you. But as soon as your knee is working, you're getting the hell out of here.
All right. I'll work it out with Reg. And I think as you're like kind of concluding conversations with him, you see Roughneck approach the camp. And she just kind of calls out in like a bellowing voice, "Wagons here!" And there's like a bunch of people that like stand up and like, "Oh, the wagon!" And kind of people are kind of breaking off to go towards the front gate where this cargo, this wagon that you've been expecting for a few days from Thistlehold, sounds like it's arrived maybe a little bit early even, because the last update was it was expected tomorrow morning. And probably this catches Papa Gnosis's attention that all of those laborers that had the complaint with what was his name? Arkali. They are like
Kali?
they're like looking around like, "Okay, Arkali, where are you? Let's go." And they're kind of moving in the direction of the wagon.
Mm-hmm. I will mention to Val what happened at the camp, you know, at the dig site, and say, hey, it might be good for you and Nameless to be down there just in case there is no money coming from Thistlehold to keep the peace.
That's good news.
And you know, as we head that way, I would probably also say, you know, I definitely understand that it seems like they want old gambling boy out of town, but there's something weird going on with him, and don't you think we should get to the bottom of it? This, whatever this illusion thing is, that we should suss it out and sort of, I don't know, keep an eye on it, because it could be some corruption, it could be something dangerous, and at the very least it's information about what's going on up there, good or bad, and whether or not it's dangerous or not. So I'm a little, you know, we're not the boss, right? If she says that he's got to go, he's got to go. But I sort of feel like we might be letting information go that could help us.
The way I see it, If he stays here, he dies. Be it because he falls out of favor or the corruption gets to him. Either way, dead meat.
Fair enough. Yeah. Just curious what's going on with how this condition happened, and I feel like there's something we don't know we're missing, but yeah. You're right. He either the corruption will get him or he'll get himself killed. So
Perhaps he found something that he's not telling us that's caused this.
maybe we should investigate his dig site when he leaves town then.
But Nameless, you bring up a good point. Before we let him go, I think we should thoroughly search him. Anything he found up there shouldn't go with him.
All right.
Roughneck is standing nearby, and she just says, "Captain, weapons."
Yes? Yes.
Weapons here. Bows, arrows, everything you ask.
Let's get them.
You want to move over to see what's up with the wagon.
Yeah.
You start to kind of head over to the front gate, the general store nearby. You can see Simel is talking with the wagoneer. Kind of big crowd, you know. It's like mail day, you know. Everyone's like hoping that he's got something, and they're not orderly line or anything. Everyone's just like shouting, yelling. And he's just like, hold on, I will be with all of you good people in just a moment.
Do I
And
see the widower in the crowd anywhere?
you don't, but all of his laborers are around, and they're kind of in union kind of position, like, where's our money? And they like point at this box that is being handed by the wagoneer over to Simel, and they're like, that's it, that's his box. I can hear the coinage. That belongs to us, the back pay. And Simel says, I am not handing this is Arcali's. I will hand this to Arcali, and then he will settle up with you. It is not my responsibility to be his payroll. Where is he? Everyone's kind of looking around. They're like, we haven't seen him. We haven't seen him
When's
since
the
we
last
left the
time
hill.
we did see him? Yeah.
And they're
Well,
grumbling.
how much
that
time ago was that? How many hours?
At this point, probably like 2.5, 3 hours. It's now like night, like it's dark. Like the camp is being illuminated by the great fire and like torch pole torches that are kind of set up throughout the camp to give light to the pathway.
How long would it
Is
take
it-
for me to go back into the camp and scour around and look for him? It's a small
5-10 minutes to get out to the hill. The problem is it is dark, and you're warned probably frequently about not going outside the palisade after dark.
Nameless, you want to take a walk with me to look for him?
Before you go, can we make sure he's not in camp first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was kind of my thought, was to check camp first.
Yeah.
And
All
then
right.
go out there. Maybe.
As you're searching the camp, let's figure out who has the highest vigilance score.
Mine is 11, not so high.
Better than me.
I want to say mine's 10. Yeah, mine's 10.
It's 10 too.
11
That's you, Papa.
is the one. So give
I'm
me a
the highest.
vigilant test.
Fail.
Okay.
Oh.
You do not find Arkali in the camp.
Okay.
You search all the tents. You call out his name. You do a once over of the campfire itself. You even go into the gambling hall, as unlikely as that is. He's not there. He's not in any of these places. So unless he's hiding out in the latrine or something for the past 2 hours or something, you don't find him.
Let's head out to the hill, huh?
Now, is this just the two of you going, or is the whole group going together?
I like the idea you guys going down there, up there by yourself. But I'll be honest with you. I think this is a bad idea.
I'm concerned about two things. Number one, I'm concerned about a riot happening down there. And I'm also concerned something happened to him. So
Well,
in a way,
there won't be
I would.
there won't be a riot. I'll make sure of that.
Well, then you should stay here for sure. Then if we're not worried, because my thought was to get him down here to get these guys paid right away. But there's a possibility we find something we don't want. So if we feel the best course of action is to stay here and just make sure that Nameless is here to quell any kind of riot,
So let me
maybe we just stay here.
I don't know if I'm like mischaracterizing it. Like, there's a couple of guys that are irritated that they haven't gotten paid. Like, they're not like brandishing weapons or anything. Like, they're kind of like giving Samel a hard time. Like, give us that coin's ours anyways. Like, let's just cut out the middleman. You give us the coin. And he's like, no, you guys know I don't do that. You have to find,
Gotcha.
What's his name, and it's just like, it's not riot energy that you're feeling. It's like a couple of guys that are just miffed.
I guess I was feeling violence because of the way everything went down at the camp, but probably not, maybe less than I was thinking. So
yeah, even
Alex.
even back at the hill, it was more like argumentative and not really violent.
Yeah.
I feel.
Gotcha.
But does it look like they're surprised, the laborer, that Arkali is not around, or they seem
They
seem like
they're not surprised. They think that scoundrel, he knew he owed us money and he bailed. He's out. He's gone. He's making his way back to Thistlehold as we speak. And now it's dark, so like they're not gonna go take their chances on trying to grab him. Like, the thought of him being at his dig site doesn't seem to be where their heads are at. They think he's a two-timing bastard that like ran off with whatever. But obviously you all are thinking like, well, he's probably digging.
I don't necessarily know if he's digging, but I'm thinking like we just saw some guy that got affected by some weird stuff up on that hill.
Right.
And now this guy's gone missing. Pretty much like where the hell would he possibly be? Right? If we checked camp and he's not here at the cart, it smells like foul play or something, right? And so to me, it's like better discover it sooner rather than later, maybe.
Agreed. But again, I think it might be a danger for us to go out at night.
In the dark.
But if you are dead set on it, let's get torches and let's go 3 or 4. The problem with doing it 3 or 4 is we're leaving the camp undefended.
Yeah, fair enough. So what do you think? It's best to just say, okay, he's out there on his own. Something may have happened. If something did happen, the case is cold, or the not the case, but the trail is cold, probably, right? So we can maybe figure out, see if we can find him. But if there's anything that happened, we probably wouldn't be able to catch anything, but yeah, just investigate in the morning.
It's gonna be dark. Our chances of either finding him or noticing any detail that would allow us to know what happened in the dark are, I would say, 1%.
Yeah, you're
So
probably
we might
right.
as well wait tomorrow morning. It's not an ideal situation, but honestly, risking ourselves or the camp security when our chances of a payout right now are so low seems just low odds.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I'm not the expert in these matters, so
I mean, he may have just stumbled and bonked his head. Right? I mean,
it's possible.
Somehow I'm not that optimist, but yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. There's too much fishy stuff going on right now for me to think that. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. There's so much going on that it boggles the mind at this point. It's very weird. We've got some weird characters out here, including ourselves. But no, I think that's smart. I think we go and check it out in the morning. See if we can find them. Who knows when those strange noises will start up again? So
All right. So I think those are all the events that are going to happen in the camp. Everything else is going to be fairly normal. Is there any conversation that you all wish to have with each other before night?
I mean, I think we all wanted to meet in private, right? So that we could have a private conversation without everybody here.
Yeah. So
and I
once
just wanted to try and make something
yes.
before my night shift starts. I guess it probably would have already happened over the course of the earlier evening.
So what level of alchemy do you have?
Just the novice.
Okay. So you could make a cunning test. And I'll say you have the herbs and minerals from some of the things that the Dark Lord had, so you don't have to go out collecting them quite yet. You've got some materials at hand. So you do a cunning test, and if you're successful, you can make a weak antidote, an herbal cure, a weak poison, or whey bread.
The cure thing.
The herbal cure is what you're going for.
Yeah. I will do it. Okay. Do I just click on that where it says alchemy? Is that what I do
I think
here?
you do a cunning test. So on your sheet, just like the attribute, I think you can click it and a little menu will pop up, and then you're just gonna do a normal roll.
Come on.
Oh,
Oh, so
missed it.
close.
Not
I
today.
just missed it.
Do you have XP?
Yeah, right. All right. I make some extra notes in my tome on what it looks like maybe I did wrong.
You just call over Gijabolgo. He can make it whatever you want it to be.
That's
Right.
right.
It just turned into goo.
So while you're mixing up your concoction there on the side with your alchemy kit, conversation that you guys are having at this point, we'll say this is all happening at the point where the day laborers get to bed pretty early. It's only like a few people that are holing up maybe at the gambling hall that would be staying awake, but for the most part, you have privacy. As long as you're talking in hushed tone.
She's gonna kind of be looking around for a moment, and then she's gonna reach into her boot as if she's gonna like scratch an itch, but then she like pulls out her fist and sets it on the table and opens up her fist, and there is the folded piece of paper. And she is going to slide it across the table and just say, read it quietly and don't say anything about it quite yet till everyone's read it. And so she'll pass it around, give everyone a chance to read it. So I found that, and I had a chance to look into the tome, which is something that could get you into a lot of trouble. And she'll kind of start going into like the bit more detail of how it's heretical text and how it paints Prios as a mortal, and then perhaps whatever this guy here was looking for something in the hill that could achieve the goal of weakening or killing a deity. And then she's going to look to Val. And she's going to say, I came here looking for someone by the name of Vendel. After seeing that name written in a letter in the hand of a cultist, around the time of the Flayer incident. And I believe that Vendel is our murder victim, and our murder victim is, and she's not even gonna say it. She's just gonna point at the word like Dark Lord. Like she doesn't even want to like say the word. She's like, there's more to this individual than I was expecting. Very dangerous.
Perhaps a favor was done for us by taking him out. When I was talking with the murderer during the day, it seemed he actually knew very, very little about the man that he killed, only that he was paranoid. He thought that it was someone from the Ordo Magica that could give up his location, let them know what he's doing. But it seems from what you're telling me, we're pretty lucky that whatever it is down there, whatever magics may lie down there, that this person did not find, and that they're in their grave.
So, who do you work for? Be honest with me.
Honestly, no one. I am just trying to reach a point where I can live comfortably again. And this is the path that they chose to do so. There might have been better paths involved, but this is the one that I was most knowledgeable in. And so no, just on my own.
Why did you come here looking for this Vendel?
I was initially interested in the flare and the skull that was sorry, I'm trying to remember all the details. There was a skull that was said to belong to like a Symbaroum king, right, Alex?
Ingurian.
Yeah,
Yes.
Val's gonna
And
pick up
so-
on when you start talking about that you were trying to get involved with that, but Val, basically what Gretel's gonna tell you is that she got to Thistlehold too late. You had already solved it by the time she got there.
Yep. So I had attempted to do that. I had stumbled upon the handiwork, the aftermath, and in the hand of one of those cultists was the letter that referred to who I would now know as the murder victim.
And so, to piece together some things for Val, you probably remember there was a cult. I think you encountered a couple of them. And so what you're hearing right now from Gretel is that there was like a larger group that she came across and dispatched, and that one of them had there was a name there for their leader, the leader being Vendel. So this all kind of ties back into everything that you were doing with the skull, returning the skull. They wanted to intercept and get the skull to have this artifact. And you are maybe piecing together that when that all failed, Handello, this Dark Lord, must have thought that there was an artifact maybe here in the hill that he could steal instead. For whatever reason, he's trying to get his hands on something. Something to wield power again.
I think Val at this point would probably tell Gretel, look, you've uncovered something that could get you in real, real trouble. So whatever you decide to do, tread carefully.
That is the
Don't
idea.
trust anybody. Don't trust me. And please understand that you can either be hailed a hero or be eliminated for knowing stuff that could threaten the peace. Or both.
Yes. And that is why I didn't want to speak about it earlier. But you are the only ones I'm relatively close to that I could put the pieces together with. But yes.
Okay, I've got this. All this stuff means something to you, Val, right? None of this stuff means anything to me at all. And you telling me this stuff, and Val, you just told Gretel that this stuff could get you in a lot of trouble. Are you talking about knowing what she just said to us?
Yes.
So I currently am now in trouble.
Correct.
But correct?
We're all in danger just
Okay.
being in on this information, and we might be best served by burning both this book and this letter so that it can't be associated with us, quite frankly. Although this book sounds quite interesting. I'd like to read it myself.
It's
I would caution, I think I would concur that burning them would be the most prudent course of action. And never speak of it again.
mm-hmm.
Just as like an exclamation point on that what he just said. You start hearing the do large beast, large thing in the forest, not so far away.
Let me ask you this: be in trouble with who?
With everyone, from the queen to anybody else that wants to leverage that information. But here, the beast is approaching again. We might have to postpone this interesting discussion to another time.
I'm gonna fold up that letter, stuff it deep in the boot again, and just kind of nodding along at this point, still just kind of thinking over everything, and also kind of looking at Papa Gnosis, kind of surprised about his interest in the book.
Just, just a little wink. Yes, you kind of, as I pick up on it, I'll just give her a little wink,
Troublemaker.
All right. Anything further that needs to be said before we go to dark on day 2?
Guess not.
We were hearing
Yeah.
the heavy
Is that all we
footsteps.
just hear? Is there any way to observe or anything?
Nope. You got, unless you're gonna go outside the wall and try to find it. At this point, it's like an ambient noise that it seems like a lot of people have kind of gotten used to, because you hear it like every evening, basically. At this point,
Yeah.
it's just the railroad.
Is it at
tracks.
the same time every evening?
No, not necessarily. It kind of comes and goes. You might hear it multiple times in an evening. Always about the same distance that it draws close before going again. You almost get kind of the sense that it's like encircling where you're at. Like it's not the same time every evening, but it is kind of like the same pattern. It doesn't get any closer than it ever has before. It always kind of seems like it's about the same distance away, traveling in the same direction around the camp, those types of things.
Gotcha.
One thing I want to do tomorrow morning is go find the tracks. Something that big moving around, we should be able reasonably to find evidence of the tracks or the destruction in the forest or underbrush that the creature leaves.
You have, right now, it sounds like 2 matters that you want to take care of. You want to go to the hill and try to see about Arcali, and then maybe checking out the tracks. Depending on how you answer this will depend on what kind of cliffhanger we end on. Which one would you check out first?
Hill would be most prudent, I would think.
Yeah.
To look for Arcali.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
That's what I was.
Yeah.
thinking.
So, you all get as good of a night's rest as you can after learning this news, that as if you didn't have enough problems on your hands, you have this more existential, grander threat, this Lord of the Rings epic problem that you can't really deal with, weighing on you. But then there is this missing fellow who was harmless enough. He was looking for his dead wife. It was always kind of a tragic. You always felt sad for him in the way that you feel bad for, an elderly person that is just kind of losing touch with reality and talking wistfully about the past. And he was kind of like that kind of a figure a little bit. Nobody believed for a second that he was ever going to be reunited with his wife by digging in this hole. You travel out there, and Nameless, as the others are getting awake, you would have seen all of those individuals that R. Kelly employed. Like, they've gone out to the hill also, as have like many other people. But by the time you guys get out there, you don't see any of them around. There's some digging and such from the other laborers, but you go over to Arkali's tunnel, empty, quiet. Some of the buckets and tools are there. The ladder is set up. There's evidence that someone was working here. You go down the ladder. You can find that he too was tunneling inward, just like Sikander was. And the tunnel goes into the hill maybe like 8 feet or so. And in front of you is this adobe brick wall. It seems like it's been uncovered, dirt kind of pulled away, and there is a big hole in it. Someone had taken a pickaxe and crashed right through that wall, and there are lots of footsteps that go inside into the hill. There's a tunnel beyond. You can even see like the top of some stonework stairs that lead down. And you hear breathing from down below. Kind of almost like an ancient yawn of some figure in the darkness. That's where we'll end it. Whether you choose to go forward into that tunnel or not, or what you do, we will find out next time. But somebody has made a breakthrough.
Literally.
A cliffhanger. Perfect.
It's just the yawn of his wife saying, "Good morning, honey. Good
morning, honey bun.
Where have you been?
Oh Lord.
I love you so much. Smooch, smooch. The end. It's nice." No, probably not. Wouldn't that be a story?
Right.
But yeah, I hope you guys had fun. I know there's not a lot of action happening here. It's like more intrigue and just what the hell's going on. But I'm hoping you guys are still enjoying that.
Oh yeah.
I guess things
I think
could.
it's funny that I just found out that I haven't been on this world too awful long, and I just found out that I'm like
In trouble.
I'm in big
You're-
trouble.
You're in trouble. You've been in the world for 2 months, and now you're in trouble with it.
Yeah.
right.
What kind of place is this? That I
Sorry
can
for-
just sit on the corner and mind my own business, and people tell me
Sorry for
state
getting, like,
secrets.
all these names confused. Like I was like, I had like Vendel was the one I had written down, and like I had trouble hearing like the name he had here, and I was like, did he say Vendel again? And I'm like, it makes sense. Like that's what I haven't written in my notes. So sorry for getting all those names confused.
Nope, it's all good. It's all the details don't matter so much there. The important thing is that at least for the tie between Gretel and Val is more you were on the tails of the same evil, just fighting different parts of it. Val dealing with the actual accursed artifact, and Gretel maybe dealing more directly with the agents of who were working to try to reclaim the skull. Fortunately or I mean, I think I think we missed it, but Gretel also could have shared with you that some of the cultists actually had been killed by something with a spear in the vicinity of the tube. So you probably know that was Robin's character had gone cultist hunting after her corruption when she turned into an abomination.
It's so funny. I thought about bringing that up, and then I was like, I'm already getting details mixed. I don't want to add any more that might confuse things. So I'm like, let me just start with like super basic and go from there.
Yep. Again, the details don't really matter. It's just an interesting bridge for Val and Gretel that they were a part of a common experience, maybe that they didn't realize they were both a part of. They both just missed each other, basically.
Yeah.
Ships in the night.
And now we know state secrets that, if revealed
Do either
Could
of you guys
mean-
like pina coladas?
Yeah, right.
And learning state secrets in the rain.
In the rain, yeah.
Yeah, when you missed that the first time, I was like, I can't have them just miss that. There's got. And then when you went back there, I'm like, oh, good. You're gonna find the original way that you're supposed to learn that anyway, because you found the letter.
Yeah.
That's where it originally
I-
is. But
Yeah, because I was like, it's a murder scene. That's where he has all his stuff. Like, I gotta go back and like look around there. Like, it just made sense to like because the campfire is too public of an area. Because I was like, initially I was gonna look for like do like interviews with people to like learn about whatever he was doing, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go directly to his house because if it's like a ritual, like maybe there's like documentation about what he's trying to do and like what he needs to get, and I'm like, I'm gonna start there. So that made that made more sense.
yeah, my thought was like I would just slow play the reveal of the Dark Lords still being around by having like footnotes in the book, like, but you'd have to like read the book a lot more thoroughly over a much greater length of time, probably to piece together, oh, this was a book that a Dark Lord owned versus
Yeah.
just some weird antique trader. But the letter is like a dead giveaway just from the title that they used, and as we've already discussed, it is. I remember reading when I read this adventure, I was kind of like, I want to do this adventure first because it's like a pretty cool nugget of information that will absolutely matter later, like throughout the Throne of Thorns, and kind of fun that the characters just happenstance know this thing that nobody else seems to know.
Yeah.
But then now you get to always question, who's the dark? Is this guy that we're talking to? Is he? Is, you know, he incognito also? Yeah, so this is good that we are still in this. This is we're going third session of this adventure. I think next time will probably be the explosive one where a bunch of stuff will happen that'll force you to decide how you're going to deal with it. But I'm kind of glad that we didn't get there with Issac gone, so that he could be a part of offering what his character's perspective on it all is. But yeah, it's coming together. I think you're learning a lot, feeling out the world, getting some. Kind of happens like you're kind of getting backstory on like Ordo Magica in the church and things like that too, even though you're dealing with kind of not direct players and everything, but people that are not super important, like Sikander. Somebody that could have been important but lost his marbles or was disgraced, and so
he lost his marbles.
yeah.
But I'm trying to figure out whether he's totally lost his marbles or whether there's a shred of some truth in some of what he's saying, like with this god worm and stuff. Because honestly, what the Dark Lords are talking about with trying to find a artifact that could possibly kill a god, well, this god skin is a dead god, so it kind of lines up. So that's what scares me.
But is he dead? Like, Val dealt with a crown fused on a skull that was not dead. That's what I'm trying to say here, right? Assuming that you can just deal with an inanimate object might be a false assumption. That's what I'm trying to say.
So
yeah.
And Ryan, also keep in mind, as in like Cthulhu games, the more you find out what is actually real, the more insane the world perceives you.
Yeah, exactly.
well, that's a good point because Gnosis has one take on what it might be, and maybe it doesn't eliminate what Val has something that Semel told him about what the hill was too. I don't think you haven't shared that, right? Like you haven't talked about
No.
this barbarian legend, so that's a piece of it too. maybe.
I kind of want to share it, but the moment that Gretel dropped the bomb, I'm like, wait, no. Wait, let's talk about this one. I don't want to add to this. This is the moment we need to talk about.
not?
We're in deep shit here, so we better think this through. So
Maybe it'll come up as you're looking at this hole on the wall and being like, do we want to go in here or not? Let's weigh the options. What do we think? You think there's a dead worm skin thing down there, and you think there's a hunter or something down there.
well, I think that both are true, right? If the hunter got the prey might be the god. Either way,
That's what I'm saying. It all sort of seems to tie together. And so in a weird way, nobody seems crazy. Everyone seems like maybe they're right. Maybe we're crazy. I don't know.
we're
Well,
crazy in not sharing in the craziness.
In
we've got
an insane world, right?
2 weeks. We'll be back. So February 5th, I believe, should be our next game day. So when we gather back up, I'm like 95% sure. There's not enough left here for us to keep going for multiple sessions. I think we'll wrap up this story in the next session, and then we'll figure out what we want to do from there, whether we want like a little bit of an interlude before the big campaign starts, or if we want to jump right into it. So we'll figure out once we know that you're all still alive and everything, we'll figure that out after the next one. So thanks everyone for hanging out with us. It was good to be back. Good to be playing some more Symbaroum, and we'll call it a night and see y'all next time. Have a good one.
Woo!
Night, everyone.